What's good, YouTube? How y'all doing? Today we're checking out Joe Bartolozzi. If you guys don't already know, I'm a huge fan of this guy. Call me a glazer, calls me a fan. I am. So what? Today we're going to be checking out a specific video by him called The Feeling of Nostalgia on his Joe Bartolozzi Philosophy channel. Now, if you guys don't know, I am super into thinking about things. I go above and beyond with my mental prowess and how much I can think about and conjure up inside of my brain. But it definitely goes above and beyond. I can think about right now I have 30 different conversations that I could have. Obviously, that's the sporadicness of probably ADHD, also combined with the factor that I think I have narcolepsy. But yeah, today's gonna be a yacht video if you couldn't already tell. So lock in, sit down, grab some popcorn, grab a good meal because it's gonna be a good conversation. If you guys have any comments or anything you guys want to say, join the Discord or comment down below. You're always welcome to do either. And if you want to see these live, twitch.tv/Naxil.
As you clicked on the video and the title itself, but we're going to be talking about nostalgia, why you experience it, what it is, whether or not it's good and bad, and just a bunch of other random shared things that I'm going to talk about that I think we all experience in coordinates.
Okay.
In coordination, don't really know the word I'm looking for, with nostalgia. Is this very philosophical? I don't really know.
I think anything can technically be philosophical if it's about the mind, and the mind is the memory. And the brain has the memory is is such a big part of the brain because we take so many reactions, so many instincts, so many things that we do because of we use the brain, and that's a big part of who we are.
It might be, it might not be. Let's see. First off, everybody that I know has experienced nostalgia. Everybody that is watching this video has probably.
If you have not experienced nostalgia, genuinely, hey, good for you, I guess. You've not lived a life, so every experience will be brand new to you, which is super good. But it's also nostalgia can also be very, very closely confused with deja vu. So I'm curious if he talks about that. Oopsies.
We experienced nostalgia. It is one of the most confusing emotions that you can encounter. It's almost undescribable what nostalgia feels like. You just know. It's there's word, I'm gonna describe it, right? But and you can get close, but it's kind of like trying to share what a mushroom trip is like. It's you can kind of get the gist.
It's a crazy comparison. I have no genuine logic in that because I don't have any input in that because never done mushrooms. I am curious to see how that all is, and I'm sure one part of one time in my life I will, but I guess people who I don't know. I'm never okay with just doing anything because I like being in control of my brain to the fullest extent. Even drinking sometimes is whoa, but I guess I've never been set in that setting to where it's okay, I want to do that.
Unless you actually feel it, you're kind of just getting the surface level interpretation of what nostalgia actually is. The definition is a sentimental longing or wistful affection for the past, which is true, but I think it's a lot deeper than oh, I miss that, right? It kind of feels like a good and bad emotion at the same time.
That is a great way to describe it because playing off of that, it's a good feeling and a bad feeling. I like that he touched on that because you can miss something and miss it and be oh, I miss it, that's it, but then at the same time, isn't it also combined with that's not who you are or where you are anymore? And again, this is also benefiting from the fact that you're feeling a good nostalgia and not ooh, that's a nostalgia. I guess in nostalgia is explained in the way that it's never negative, it's completely negative, but it's gonna be it's gonna have a negative it's gonna have a negative backing behind it because it's always gonna be you missing something or had something that's not there anymore. Oh man, now that's a nostalgic song, but you don't like that song anymore. It's not your favorite, but it's something that you remember in times when you were in a different place in your life, be it worse or be it better. It's still something that you remember that it was your solace in that moment because it stuck with you.
Time, which is, I guess, what the wistful affection is, but I relate it more to crying at a movie. You're willingly watching the movie.
Yep.
You're enjoying the film. It's making you sad, but you're also enjoying the sadness that you're feeling.
Yeah, because dude, that's so good.
What nostalgia
you're feeling emotions.
Feels like.
You're feeling
it's
it.
A good bad emotion. Or a bad good. No, not a bad good. It would be a good bad.
It'd be good
it's
bad.
A sad pleasure effect.
It'd be a good bad. The reason I'm saying that so I don't look like a fucking idiot. It's a good bad experience, emotion, because it's a good emotion to feel because you're being nostalgic about a memory, but it's a bad feeling because you're not like, you know, first off, you're sad, like your heart's gonna hurt a little bit. Like, it's a good bad feeling, because it's a good feeling that you're feeling that nostalgia, that you have that nostalgia, and that you have something to play, like compare that feel, like you have that feeling that compares to something, like that thing that's latched on to another thing that made you feel this way. Like if you're watching a movie and you're like, wow, this movie brings back so much nostalgia, but then you're like, damn, I used to be like young, I used to like be like that, like I remember watching this when I was a kid, like there was so much life in me, and now look at me. Like there's so much that plays onto nostalgia that's beyond the level of just, oh, I can remember this and relate it to this feeling and it feels good and I feel happy, because you're also like, fuck.
And how you experience nostalgia is going to be a lot different than how I experience it and what I experience it from, right? Anybody in their life is going to have something that's unique to them that is nostalgic, whether it be, you know, some sort of song that is attached to a memory that you had when you were 6, or, you know, a specific location that you hadn't been to for 10 years. And when you go back, you're like, wow, I remember all the memories here. Those are like specific to you. But everyone has shared nostalgia in certain groups, right? Like generations have nostalgia that is shared within one another.
Oh,
like
okay. That's fucking awesome. Okay, so he's probably gonna say it or some stuff, but he's like kind of hitting on like certain certain genres, like certain like we have, like, for example, like there's so many, like, I guess, like generations, like 2001, the towers, obviously, going back further and further, like there's obviously, it's not really, I guess that's not really nostalgia. Oh fuck, I'm not laughing about that, I'm laughing about my stupidity there. But like I think he's gonna I don't really know what he would hit on here. I'm kind of curious. Is he gonna like hit on certain bands, like certain, no, because that's like sad, like certain people passing away. I'm trying to think of like the good nostalgia, because nostalgia is like, I guess, is nostalgia always good? It has to be, like, right? Because you're getting this like remembrance of like, oh wow, like us as like people, we're all gonna have nostalgia. Like Grand Theft Auto 5, like we all have nostalgia for that when that dropped for certain like groups of gamers. I'm curious.
Hey, if you made it this far in the video, you know what to do. Hit that big, fat, juicy red subscribe button. Thank you very much. And if you're enjoying the video as well, might as well hit the like button and turn noties on so you can see more videos just like this.
Gen Z, and you're a gamer, you probably have some sort of nostalgia attached to the Minecraft songs from...
Okay, Minecraft. If you delve deeper into that like situation, like everybody's stories will be different. Like I remember when I was watching this game with my dad, or I remember when I was watching this game with my family, and like my dad got really mad at my uncle. Like there's always going to be different inputs inside of that nostalgia, but the nostalgia basis of the entire, like the nostalgia category for that specific one will always be the same. It'll always hold the same title, but it'll have different passages from each person, their own experiences, their own feelings, their own emotions, their own thought processes, and that is I love that shit. We're like all connected, but all
this
different.
Is a song called Mice on...
Boom. Instantly nostalgic, bro. I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna give you guys, like, I know I'm pausing a lot, but you know what you were getting into. Oops. Oh shit, you're here, you're seeing it right now, chat, and I'm sure his whole chat got nostalgic if they're like his age or like my age, or even a little bit older, a little bit younger even. I'd say like there's a certain range to it, of course. Specifically, I'd say a little bit older would be okay. A little bit younger, you could still experience this Minecraft song, but I don't feel like it would hit the same. So for example, like if, oh chat, it's hitting me, bro. This is nostalgia at its finest too, because when we were all younger, like we would all play games, and like Minecraft drops, it dropped for PC, you experienced it there, going to school, playing it, and they experienced it at home on console when it dropped on Xbox, like 2011 area, 2012 I think was the area it dropped. Bro, I remember playing the tutorial over and over because I didn't have money to buy the game. I didn't know if it'd even be a good game. I wasn't even sure, but I remember playing with my uncle, my cousin, me, just playing it, bro, over and over, even alone with friends. Just the tutorial, chat. The tutorial was tiny, bro. Like it was such a simple, like simplistic, and even the demo was tinier than the actual tutorial, by the way, chat. Mind you, the demo was, I think, just the beginning area. You couldn't even leave it, but I would just play it over and over. And then I finally got the game, and I played it with my dad. I played with my mom. I think I played with my uncle. I think I played with my cousin. I remember my cousin got stuck in a hole. Like he dug himself down super deep. Bro was stuck there for, he couldn't get out because there was no way to get out back then. There was no TP. There was no creative, bro. And he was just stuck. And this was just our world. My uncle was building a brick house, and that was pretty far away. And we like built rails to it. My dad had like a fucking high rise. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I don't remember what my mom was doing. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay? I'm sorry. I don't think she played much. I played, and let me tell you, I had the best goddamn dirt hotel you have ever seen. Dark as fuck, monsters spawning in it, creepers blowing it up. We had a nether. Piglin came through the nether. Absolutely sublime. Absolutely some great times. There's so much more that goes into that, chat. Like, I remember duping. Like, I remember duping blocks and just building on my own world. Diamond blocks everywhere. Oh, man. It genuinely does make me want to cry, though, because it was like where I am in my life. I love my life. I love my daughter. I love everything about it. It has its struggles. It has its moments. It's hard. But I can also say that back then, man, I was just playing Minecraft. I was just chilling. No worries. And the nostalgia's there, and it feels good, but it also feels bad because it's not where I am anymore. And I've lived, like, if you're in a bad place in your life and you have nostalgia, that can be even worse. But my point is, that's my Minecraft story. Absolutely phenomenal time. If you lived and you heard this song and you understand this song and it feels something in your heart from this song, you lived. You lived. Oh my god, it's so good, chat. It's so good. It's so good. That shit cooks. Holy fuck. I love that song, bro. All right.
And Venice. Give it a listen.
Woo. Feelings. Beautiful.
Most nostalgic song, in my opinion, from the Minecraft soundtrack. The reason being is because, number one, I associate it with
it's not even
my
close.
Earlier childhood.
It's
like
not
Minecraft
even
TV
close.
and, like, earlier versions of Minecraft on the computer, and so it kind of bounces me back to those times.
I never played the computer though,
and I've made this point before where like people say, "Oh, 2018 Fortnite, I really fucking miss the prime." Nobody gives a shit about prime fucking 2018 Fortnite, right? Like, yes, it was great. It was amazing, right? I think I've probably said this before in a philosophy video even. You don't miss that. You're nostalgic of that time, right? Of that era of your life. Like,
yeah. Yeah, because even if they brought it back now, it wouldn't be the same unless they literally brought it back. Yeah. You're nostalgic. I guess for some people, right? Like, yeah, I don't miss Prime Fortnite. I think Prime Fortnite was amazing for its time. I think it was a great introduction to the BR, but I don't think it would ever be the same because people are better and people. It's the same. Like, I'm nostalgic of Call of Duty, but I don't think people would love Black Ops 2. I don't think people would love MW3 because the way people play now is so different in gaming. Gaming is so much more mainstream that it just wouldn't be the same. You could say, like, in that relate, I get, but to be fair, missing something and missing the game as it was is also nostalgia. Like, you can still do both. They're still both the same feelings because you're nostalgic of a feeling, but that doesn't mean I don't miss it. I do miss it. I miss that same iteration of the game that it was, the way that people played, the way that people experienced the game. But I guess that wouldn't be missing the game in the exact fashion that it is. But I miss Black Ops 2. I think Black Ops 2, MW2, MW3, Black Ops 1 were all amazing games, peak games. That was peak Call of Duty. But does that really relay from the video game, or does that relay from me missing, like, remembering those times when I would play that game? It's so interesting to think about all of that because they're so closely tied together, and the way he like explained that acted as if they weren't, but they're very, very close. Like they're like this. Like it's like the line between them is so thin that it is very easy to be blindsided by that line and act as if though it doesn't exist and that they're overlapping and they're one, but they're not. Because what you're doing is you're nostalgic of what you played and how the moments were and how it was and the things that you did, but you don't miss that game. You don't miss that game specifically. You're telling me you miss Prime Fortnite when nobody knew it. Like, you miss Prime Fortnite, the game, not anything else about the experiences, the game itself. The building was ass. There was no turbo. There was no good editing. There was no good, like, there was no comp play. It was just running Fortnite. The way life is now, the way COVID has made our brains, there's no way that game would succeed if it was just that. But the experiences that you had, the things inside of the game with the other people, the squad fills, the solo fills, the TikTok content, I mean the YouTube content, like...
Another one that people tend to be nostalgic of is the 2018 Christmas Fortnite music. Because when you listen to it, it brings you back.
Oh, geez, this might hit. We'll see.
It brings you back.
No. You know what brings me back? You know what brings me back, chat? Oh shit! Oh my god! I just got like an adrenaline spike of like nostalgia. Like that shit just like poured into my fucking being. Oh my god. I remember just queuing up and just playing. I remember having dreams of this game for fucking months and months. 1,500 hours the first year, chat. 1,500 hours. That is unbelievable. But it was so worth it. It was so fun, chat. It was such a good time to be alive. Like, I know Fortnite isn't everything. I know it's not the best in the world. And I like, nowadays it sucks in my opinion. But here it was just so, it was unique. It was brand new. This fresh air of like, whoa, playing with your friends, rocket launchers, new Halloween events, Christmas events, new maps, new updates, things we never experienced, a battle royale that was oriented towards the casual and the competitive in such a way that was so unique and just brought so much fun to our lives. Oh, I want to cry, bro. Like, that's how good it feels, chat. That's what it, oh my god, bro. Fucking fuck, bro. Peak. Another one I could do that's very easily like associated with me is yeah. Playing fucking Bloodhound, playing Bloodhound and Lifeline and Bangalore. Maining Bloodhound hard though. Oh my god, I remember just sitting in the lobbies waiting for my uncle to join, waiting for like my like friends to join so we could play some games. Like it doesn't hit as hard as Fortnite, but this hits. This feels, I'm fucking old, chat. I'm fucking old. That's where the secondary part comes in and you're like, damn, bro, where have the times gone? Yo, what the fuck? That's your like choice, right? Like your life is the way it is and you have so many worries because you choose to play the part of the warrior. Like I have a lot of worries. I have brother, if majority of people were in my life right now, and I'm not even like trying to brag about my mental state because it obviously isn't peak performance. It's like I'm a human, bro. That's how life works. We all have different aspects that we worry about more than others. But if anybody was in my life right now, they'd be like, damn, brother, they would be stressing for money. They would be stressing for certain situations, certain aspects, every avenue. But nothing like affects me anymore because like I just realized it's my decision to like let it get to me. And I know that's not everybody. I know a lot of people have issues. I know a lot of people have disabilities. I know a lot of things have to do with your mental, and the brain works in mysterious fucking ways that sometimes it confuses me and sometimes it elates me because I'm like, wow, that's amazing, or I'm like, ooh, you know, that's like two sides of a coin. But the thing that I'm saying is when everybody like they worry about certain things beyond the factor of being able to control your worrying, like you can be like, oh, I want to worry about this or I don't want to worry about this. It's obviously sometimes not a choice, like I said. But the thing that I want to point out is you are the person you are, and the choices you make in your life lead to the situations that happen towards your life. A lot of the things that I've done have led to bad outcomes in my life because I made the wrong decision, and you can own up to that or you can look away from that, and that will lead to you becoming a better person, as I hope that I have anyway, because you obviously are your worst judge, so you're always going to think the worst of yourself, even if other people say you're doing a good job. But the point that I'm making beyond that is when you're into when you're living your life, right, and you're worried about money, get another job. If you're worried about your health, go to the doctors. We always put off things that we could do to make our life better, and the people who do that usually are happier. Now, I'm not saying you going to the doctors and getting bad news is going to make you happy, but at least you know, instead of just sitting there always worrying, do I have cancer, do I have this, do I have that, do I have this, am I gonna die tomorrow, I don't know what to do, I'm coughing. Like, there's so many situations where you end up in an area where you could easily take the exit and your life would be better, but you almost want the worry because you don't want your life to be so mundane that you have nothing in your life to worry about. It's such a weird concept beyond this whole nostalgia thing, but it's like we want the simple things to worry about, so when the big things come, we can kind of just almost like say like, oh, my life has been so hard, but you could have controlled those things if you would have just taken action when the things started. Like, I have a lot of situations with my health where I'm like, I haven't been to the doctors in 5 years, bro. I don't have money, I don't have taxes, like, and I could worry and I could be like, oh my god, but really in reality I could look for a way to get these things. And I'm not saying that, oh, obviously it's easy to get insurance, but you can try. If you have tried every avenue and everything and you're still in that situation, worry. Be worried. That's fine. But if you haven't, who's really at fault in that situation if you're not taking those steps to figure out a way to go beyond that worrying? Now, again, like I said, there's certain ones that can't be controlled. Finding out bad news at a doctor, money issues that you can't control because you have to take care of other people or other situations. There's so many things that could fall into that category, but there are also so many things that could fall out of that category that you can control. So it's a like I said, two sides of the same coin.
Life, right? You're gonna grow up, get more responsibilities,
you know this,
get old, and fucking die, and that's everybody.
Hey, yo,
right?
guarantee this chat was like,
when
what?
I see nostalgic things, I agree. Yes, there's a level of like sadness that should be spoken about those times,
of course,
and appreciation for that time. But like,
also, like, I don't even feel like it's wrong for certain situations where you're in nostalgia. Like with what he's saying, it's like he's like saying it's okay to feel sad, but it's like not at the same time. I'm gonna listen to him, obviously. I don't want to I'm cutting him off, but what I hope he doesn't go on to say like you can't feel sad. Like, you can feel sad because you had a better time when you were younger. You were younger, now you're old. There you go. That's like kind of where you should draw the line, because if you kind of go, damn, life used to be so much easier back then. Now I gotta pay rent. Now I gotta take care of my kids. Now I gotta take care of my. Those were your choices. A, and B, you're an adult. Lock the fuck in.
The moping of like, oh, everything sucks. I'm like, dude, tough shit, man. Like, you're effectively making you perceive your own life in a worse view,
bro.
Because you're just saying,
valid.
oh, well, everything used to be better. Bro, you sound like an 80-year-old.
Move the fuck on,
like,
dog.
That shit,
you have so much time.
Me, because it's like, I agree with you. Those times were awesome, but it's like, now you're not living in the present, right? Because you're just sitting there moping about the past constantly.
Eat 'em up, eat 'em up. I don't know, I'm
say,
sorry, that's cringe.
You know, if you're living in the, depression is living in the past, and anxiety is living in the future. Living in the present is peace. And that is fucking facts. You need to I'm not.
That's like where it gets convoluted. Wait, I'm not
saying like, oh, you can't be nostalgic. I don't think nostalgia.
Okay. So the past is living in the past. Anxiety is living in the future. I guess that comes back to the whole concept of like present, future, and past are all one if you like in tangent. And isn't the future just the present? Because if you worry about like, if I worry about the next second, I'm worrying about the future, but the future is gonna be my present no matter where I go. But I guess that this is where it goes like beyond like a giant rabbit hole. He's right. Like, if you live in the present and you worry about nothing in the future and you don't think about your past, you will always be at peace. Because even in those moments of turmoil, even those moments of sadness, you're worrying about something that's going to happen, can happen, may have already happened, and you're dealing with the repercussions, but those repercussions have yet to come. Oh my god, he is spitting fucking fire. Wow, that is like me coming to the realization in like real time, like of like, yo, what the fuck, bro? The past is the past. You can't fuck, like, and I always say this, and I'm already on top of this whole climb of the past. Fuck the past. You made a mistake, move on. If you keep making the same mistake, now you're not really living in the past, are you? Because you're still doing it to this day. And there are so many things, of course, that I've made mistakes, you've made mistakes. Everybody fucking makes mistakes. That's life. That's the way we live. That's why you put a band-aid on it, boom, it heals up and it's good to go. The thing about life is you just have to move on. You have to become a better person no matter what you've done, no matter who you are. I don't care. I don't want to know your story. I don't need to know your story. The point of what I'm saying is, if you've done something and you feel as though it was wrong, that is your past. You would move on, live your life, and create a better person. Be a better person. That is the present. Be who you want to be right now, not tomorrow, not yesterday. Do it now. Peaceful mindset is the concept of being able to just live your life the way you want to live it without hurting others or causing pain to anyone. Just be you and be who you want to be. Now, I love Joe, bro.
Inherently bad, but I think people feel nostalgia and then get in these ruts.
Yup.
The presence.
They're like, well, what I used to have or what could have been. I was there.
In 10 years, nostalgia comes in waves. you're going to have nostalgic sections of your life, right? Like your childhood's always going to be nostalgic because that's when you're experiencing so many new things. That's why time also feels so much slower. Not only because it's a smaller percentage of your life, you know, like 1 year of your life when you're 7 is 1/7 of your life versus, you know, me now where I'm 24, or somebody that's like 80 and time's just zooming by. But also, you're just having so many new experiences and so many things that you can call back to that aren't in the forefront of your mind. And those like sound triggers, like, you know, a Morning Dove or Fortnite music or other random shit will bring you back to that time. And it's enjoyable.
Cartoon Network, Nintendo 64.
Oh, if only I could go back there.
GameCube. Sorry, GameCube. But
at the same time, it's the section of your life. I lost train of thought.
That happens to me so much, bro. Isn't like... dude, it's so sad. Like, if you get caught in that nostalgic wave, like I had a nostalgic wave recently. Like, I will say this, like where I was like, I guess it was like, I don't even know. This is like a different concept, but I was like, I watch movies and I get so nostalgic of like what, it's not even nostalgia though. It's something totally different, but you can get nostalgic where you get sad and you're like, damn, bro, like I used to be something. Like I used to be good looking. I used to actually try. I used to be like hopeful, like, and that was a while ago. Obviously I don't feel like that now because of the way I think, and this is like I'm thinking like a long time ago, Chad. It's been a while. But you get in these waves where you get stuck and you feel as though you can't progress in your future because of who you were or what you did or how your time was in your past. Like I had friends who I used to spend daily with. I don't spend daily with friends anymore, and I could miss that. I could be stuck about that, but I could also go ahead and think on the same level of that was good times, those were good memories, but that's not who I am today. I'm a way better person, I'm way happier, and I'm living the life that I want to live and I need to live for myself, because otherwise I will be stuck in this situation of like, I can't get out of this hole that I'm in. I dug a 12-inch hole, I dug like a 12-foot hole, and I'm stuck in this hole. I have no way out, I have no means out, I'm just stuck. Because I won't allow myself to get out. And guess what? There's a ladder right there. All I got to do is climb it. And that's what I've done. And that's where I'm at. I'm just out of the hole because there's no reason to let yourself live there. Why would you want to live there if you could live for today? You could go outside. You could feel the wind. Now, obviously, I'm like a fucking rat who lives inside his house and makes content because I love doing it. But that's what I love doing. I love gaming. I love finding new experiences. I love watching new videos. I love talking. I love chatting. I love yapping. I love doing this stuff and creating a new environment for my mental to be happy and at peace instead of worrying about tomorrow. Oh no, I don't have enough money. Ooh, oh no, I didn't have enough money back then. Now I don't have enough money today. Oh wow, I was way more loaded than I was yesterday. I was way loaded yesterday and now I'm not loaded tomorrow. Like shut the fuck up and live today, bro. Stop worrying about that shit.
It's the section of your life, right? Like, that's why you're missing it, is because of those things. It's not because, oh, life was so much better than, yes, you were a kid, you had less responsibilities. You also had less freedom, you know?
You couldn't drive.
When you're 5 years
you can't make money.
No responsibilities. You could just fuck around all the time. You can't do anything else. You're still on the schedule of somebody else.
Fuck yeah. I hated being a kid, low-key.
Like,
fuck being a kid, bro.
Responsibility, but you don't have personal freedom in choice of what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, as you get more free, you tack on more responsibilities and things that you have to get done. But, like, at the same time, you open up doors in other areas, right?
Valid.
That's, like, one of the things I don't get about people complaining about, like, getting older is it's
I
like,
always hated that.
I always wanted to grow old, and now I miss being young.
Do people really say that? Because if you all say, I miss being young, y'all are actually tripping and not understanding the concept of life. You live and you learn at a young age and you understand the world and try to figure it out. Yes, you'll make mistakes, but you'll learn and you'll move on. And then when you grow up to be an adult, you will have way more responsibilities. You'll still make mistakes and that's fine. But the whole point of growing up is to feel free, to breathe, to exist in this world where you are not weighed down by anybody else. And you could say, well, money weighs me down, well, my boss weighs me down. You're the one who allows that. Work your fucking job and go towards your dream, but ignore the ones that hurt you inside of your own mind, because ultimately, yes, you are put in a bad situation, or you're even in a good situation, but you're just looking at the bad. I'm not saying people aren't like there's situations where this doesn't count, but just exclude those, because that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when I was younger, I always wanted to be an adult. Not because I wanted to be an adult, because I knew that the responsibilities existed. I didn't want responsibilities. Fuck that. But I also didn't want to go to school and do something that I didn't like doing for free. Bro, I didn't like doing all this stuff that I was forced to do when I could just grow. When I grow up, I'm going to get a job. Got a job. It took me a long time. I made some choices that a lot of people would debate and say, ooh, you're crazy. but that was the life I lived. That's the choices I've made, and I live with those. But the point of what I'm saying is, once you get that job, you work, you make money, you experience things, you go out, you buy your own food, you go to a concert by yourself. There's so many different aspects in these situations where it's just like, yeah, when you're younger, you can do all these things, but not of your own choice or of your own volition. That is of your parents. That is of the people around you who make the money. Like, you are being dictated even by people who are your bosses and stuff. Yeah, when you're an adult, you're still dictated by a boss, but are you really? Or are you just like working a job where somebody's a boss and you have to listen to them there, which, yes, you're being dictated, but once that job's over, you're not. Nothing about that is dictation of you. You can choose anything you want to do. You can choose if you state the hours you want to work, you state the things you want to do, you state the times you want to work, you state all this stuff comes into play, because ultimately, like, yes, they control you at work, but once you're done, you live your life, you're free. You stack on more responsibilities, that's your choice. You do more things that you don't want to do, that's your choice. You're an adult.
I'm like, dude, I get there's positives and negatives about multiple parts of your life. And that's part of the nostalgia as well, is like, when you look back at your childhood, you look at that weird freedom you had in areas you don't now. When you look at your teenage years,
I could game for hours.
You growing into adulthood, being able to
more.
drive for the first time, right? Like, looking back at that, like when I got my license when I was in high school, that was more nostalgic because it opened more memories.
Get my license till I was 20.
More things that I could do. I didn't need to fucking ask somebody to pick me up and take me somewhere. I could just fucking go there myself. Like, certain parts of your life just probably won't really be that nostalgic. I mean, for me personally, like, obviously my childhood's very nostalgic. I think there's certain parts of elementary school and, you know, maybe middle school that are somewhat nostalgic. My freshman, sophomore year in high school, not really that nostalgic. I went to Disney World when I was a freshman. That's nostalgic.
I'll say there's like, I guess I like have one like really nostalgic moment with like a friend of mine who's not a friend of mine anymore. I hope he's doing well. I always wish him the best. I try to stay friends with him, but life moves on, you know. People move on, and they don't, if they're not really your friend, they're not going to stay your friend for the simple reason of just being your friend in their mind. They're just going to move on, and that's what happened. That's totally valid. No hate against any of my old friends or anything like that. None of them, by the way. I've had a lot of issues with some of them, and I just want to say I don't care. I forgive anybody, and I forget, because I forgive, and I will never forget, but I will always forgive, because for me, it's better for me. And it's also like, I mean, everybody makes mistakes, dog. You gotta learn, you gotta live, and you gotta learn. And if you lose a certain friendship, that is the repercussion. There's always gonna be repercussions for every situation, no matter what it is. But the point of what I'm saying is, that friend, we like his birthday. Like, there were so many of the kids around, so many of the people. We were all hanging out. This guy, you know, he was pretty popular. He had a lot of friends, and I was just hanging out with him. We were playing like some manhunt or whatever, and everybody was just chilling. And me and him, bro, we just lay in the grass, look straight up at the stars, and we're just talking about where life is gonna be, like what we're gonna be doing. So whenever like I look up at the stars, I'm always nostalgic, and I'm like, I wonder how far we'll make it. I wonder if we'll make it as far as we talked about, you know. And it's like, it's concept of missing my childhood, but I don't miss my childhood. I thought it was all right. I gamed a lot. I played game. I like hung out with my friends a lot. I had a great time as a kid. I don't know. I guess like there was really bad times where I cried, I screamed, I yelled. I had like a lot of depression. I had a lot of not mental issues, but just issues when I was a kid, like everybody else. And there was times when it was like, oh wow, this is great, this is awesome. But that's everybody. So
outside of that, nostalgia really hits like junior year for me, when I was able to drive.
Nah,
because that's like when I was experiencing,
I didn't drive those
memories. And there's also like a time gap between when you experience something and when it becomes nostalgic. There could be short-term nostalgia where, see, I'm getting all over the place. Nostalgia is a very complicated topic. That's why I wanted to make a video about this, because
I did. Dude, I've been yapping for 30 minutes, dog, like watching this video as well. Like, I 100% agree. And when he's talking about short term, bro, I remember when I was like a kid, like specifically, this is when I was a kid, and I would go like, I would be like playing a game, I would be playing a game, and I played a game with my friend like all summer. We just grinded. And then like a couple years later, we were just like, dude, we literally played games all summer together. Like, man, it's been so long. Like, what happened, man? Like, we don't play that much together anymore. Like, we used to just grind for hours on different games. And that's just like, that's part of the nostalgia. Or like with my ex, like, and like, I don't miss my ex. I don't miss any of that situation. I'm happy where I am right now. I'm happy like being me. But that doesn't just exclude the memories of like playing certain games or doing certain things. That's just the life we live. That's just the ounce of like I have that with everybody. I have that with people I've met, people I don't really know, but people I talk to. You're always just going to have that little inch of like, oh, wow, that's some good nostalgia. Like that hits deep. Like it's just the way of life, and that's like I feel like everybody needs to understand that.
I knew I was going to rant about it randomly.
Some people
I had
get stuck in
written
that.
down, but I'm kind of just yapping now. But I'm fine with it. Nostalgia has like a very weird time frame, right? You could watch a movie like Morbius. That's nostalgic. That wasn't, I mean, it was long ago. It was like 4 fucking years ago, 5 years ago. That's a long time. That's, you know, able to be nostalgic. But like, there's other things that you experienced 4 years ago that probably aren't nostalgic. It depends on the time and the place and the memory itself.
Morbius.
You know, you could even say like the Minecraft movie is nostalgic. That was like last year. You could say, oh, that, you know, Chicken Jockey, that was nostalgic.
Yeah.
But like other things aren't. The best example I could give
100%.
is after I graduated high school wasn't nostalgic until I was done college.
Wow.
And right now,
what the hell?
Certain parts, even I'm only like a year and a half, 2 years out of college. My senior year, my last year of college, is nostalgic. But when I was a sophomore in college, my senior year in high school wasn't. Because nothing had really changed that much, you know?
Yeah.
Like the first 2 years of my life outside of high school, it was during COVID. I didn't experience many new things. I was at home the whole first year. And then the second year, I started to experience more things. But there wasn't a big separation between.
Literally, like, yeah, I think he's a little older than me then, huh? Damn. What the hell? I thought he's like the same. I think he's 1 year older than me. Yeah. So first, yeah, I was still in school. I was 11. I was like, I think a junior. And then I ended up being a senior, and I just stayed home the entire time and never went to school. I actually have nightmares about going back to school. That's how much I dislike school. It was just so fucking boring. Like I completed it. I did my work. I passed with good grades and stuff. Because guess what? School is school. You do school. I hated school, bro, but you do it because you know what? You gotta do it. That's life, the way we live, and the things we gotta do. Don't drop out because guess what? The high school diploma will help you. But the point of what I'm saying is exactly what he's saying is like I don't have any nostalgia from high school. Like I got nostalgia from like when I was a little bit younger because there were certain changes, there were certain things that happened. And then when I left high school, and like COVID had like kind of ended and it was like 2021, 2022-ish, closer to 2022, I had like a lot of things that happened, and like where I am from like 2022 to 2026, I could go on and on about nostalgia because holy shit, a lot has changed. And it's not even like I would say great nostalgia. It's just like nostalgia. It's just the things that happened in my life that affected me in a way that I'll never be the same. And I'm happy for some of them and not with others.
I mean, the me then and then the me then in senior year and the me, you know, now during freshman year in college, because there was a gap in time, but not in experience. So the more that you experience in that time interval, the more likely it's going to be nostalgic faster. That's why I look back like 2 years prior to, you know, my senior year in college, and I'm like, wow, that was nostalgic because
YouTube video, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry about me messing with my hair. I don't know if any of you will notice that. I just did it right the way. 1 sec. YouTube video, if you're watching this, I'm sorry I messed with my hair. I'm trying to show my eyes a little bit more because I had a comment where somebody said they wanted my eyes to be seen because like it's hard to follow.
Like
but
2 years prior to, you know, my senior year in college, and I'm like, wow, that was nostalgic because since then I've experienced so many new things. And that's how I think you get nostalgia to be more of a fond memory, like a good sadness than a bad sadness. Because if you're constantly trying to experience new things, you know, broaden your horizon on like interacting with people and doing different things and like setting up things to look forward to. I'm not even saying like, oh, you need the money for this. Just like small shit that you could fucking do. That's like, oh, that was fun.
Events with friends,
you know,
beer pong with friends, little game that
not
is.
only your present life more entertaining, but also when you look back, it's not as upsetting because it's like, oh, I do miss that, but I also was able to do this, this, and this in the last 6 months. That was also awesome, right? Versus like kind of being in a rut and then looking back and being like, damn, I haven't done anything fun in the last 2 fucking years.
I feel like this also plays on the part of like if you're a content creator and you like reactions. I'll be honest, like I love reaction content because it is fun for me. I'm a yapper, bro. I love yapping and playing off of somebody else's words. It makes my life a lot easier. In the sense of like, oh, okay, like I can eat, like if I had a chat, like I would just yap the entire time because that's just who I am. I just talk, and my brain goes in 36 different fucking directions at once. So it's kind of hard, but I do it. And what he's saying is like you want to like do stuff nowadays. So you plan like a party, you plan like a game event, you plan this, nothing that's expensive, but just stuff you can do. Go to the park every now and then. That's like, and like just experience things, do a little fun, like play some tag, or like, I know like this is just for younger, older. It doesn't matter who you are. You can do these things and still enjoy them. Go for a hike every now and then. You'll be like, damn, I'm doing a lot more in my life than I was a year ago. And then you don't need to like do these grandiose things. You just need to do things to make you feel, okay, I'm still doing what I was doing a year ago, instead of, oh, I'm not even doing what I was doing a year ago, bro. Or you look back and like, damn, like a year ago I was a bum, but like at least now I'm doing stuff and like I'm feeling better. And for me, it's like content creation is a great example. I've done so many channels. I got an anime channel, I got a reaction channel, I got a reaction channel, I got an anime channel, I got an original reaction channel where I react to anime raps, and I have a TikTok with 14K followers. And there's so many things that I look back on where I'm like, fuck, man, I really could have like made it. I could have been a content creator. But why should I look back when I can just keep creating content? And the other thing I was going to say is I make reaction content, and this plays in the same aspect of like, am I proud of it? Because reaction content isn't hard to make. It's very simple. It's just a lot of talking. It's hard to make good, I will say that, because if you make reaction content, it doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean it's fun to watch. I don't even know if I'm fun to watch. I don't even know if I'm good to watch, but it is easy to make and it's fun to make. For me specifically, I love talking, so it works perfectly. But the point of saying that is, I love my gaming videos. I love the way they're edited. I love the way I edit. I love the way I make them, and I love how good they are. But it is not something that is sustainable. So when I make reaction content, I'm obviously going to be like, damn, this is not as satisfying as my old videos that I used to make. But I will also play on the part of, at least I'm staying consistent and not giving up with this.
And it's like, you know, life hits.
Find the good in life. Never, don't always just go towards the negative. The void isn't always the objective. Sometimes you have to look around and see if there's more to the world than just going in the straight, narrow path of the void. Because ultimately, what do we do for our daily life is we work, we live to work, some of us. And we forget that life has so much more beyond just that. Nothing that costs money is like existent. No, there's things that don't cost money that you can do. And I feel like so many people just forget that.
Like,
so
I think
always
a lot
find
of
the
you guys
good in a
that are watching
situation,
this video,
even
my
when it's
philosophy
horrible.
audience skews older, right? So there's probably people that are watching this video that are in their 20s and their 30s, but like a lot of you guys are teenagers, and you're in that part of your life that's going to be like heavily nostalgic later on. And I would just say like just live in the present, like be aware of what's happening. Obviously look to the future. I'm not saying like, oh, just only live in the present, don't think about the past or the future. That's like you're not like a fucking goldfish, like live your life in a normal way.
I don't think he said that perfectly, but like I think what he's saying is, don't live in the past and the fucking future. Don't live there. You are not there. That is not who you are, either anymore or now. You're not in the future. That is not who you are. You're not your future self, no matter who you want to be, no matter where you want to be. Have goals for yourself and say, I want to do this in the future. I want to be this in the future, but never live in the future as if that's at the current time as where you are. Never go today is tomorrow, because today is now. Today is you and the decisions you make in this very moment. You are the present. You are this mindset that is not tomorrow or yesterday. You are making decisions right now in this current moment. And yes, it may be stressful and it may be hard, because those decisions may be hard, or it may be easy and it may be fun. But the thing is, don't go ahead and add stress or take stress and put it on your plate just because you want to live as if you are your future self when nothing has happened yet. That's what I feel like you need to like explain. Don't live as if you're in the future. Don't live in the future and don't live in the past. Live who you live now. Live where you are now.
Hey, but I'm saying like appreciate where you're at now, and then also when you get out of it, don't look back at it and be like, damn, that's the peak of life. Because that's also like, people that reminisce, I'm going to say this, people that reminisce about high school, like years out of high school.
That's just crazy.
That's a side.
That's
That's a
crazy.
side. Like if there's reminiscing on like,
I think he's gonna say reminiscing on certain moments is fine, but brother, if you're still like, oh, I used to be the king in high school, all right, buddy, do you miss it? Like, damn, is it written on your fucking forehead? Are you trying to tell everybody? Damn.
Younger experiences
where's it on a shirt?
That you had.
I love high school.
There's a difference between being like, oh, hey, this was funny during high school, remember this, and then that being like a 2-hour conversation, and then you're like, okay, bro, there's other shit to talk about. Why
How the fuck do you talk about high school for that long, bro? I got nothing in high school.
That's kind of the point.
I just did my
like,
shit. Lived.
Yes, that's nostalgic, but you're also at a point in your life where you're an adult now, and it does get more stressful, but it's also like, this is when you're supposed to be like, you know, fucking paving your path for the rest of your life. Like the first fucking 20 years of your life are basically just fucking
tutorial
stimming with like educational moments. You know, hey, here's what you need to know. Here's what you need to know. Here's
so
what you
much
need to
useless
know.
information, by the way.
You turn 21. Okay, start doing life.
Yo,
it's time.
I would say that's like right when like
you're not a teenager anymore.
That shit
start
kind of
doing
hit.
life.
Yeah,
now it's like, and that part sucks and scary, and that's why people look back at like nostalgic moments and they're like, oh, I love that. But it's, you know,
nostalgia for a reason.
Say lock in, but you know, lock in.
Lock the fuck in, boys.
That, like the current moment you're in your life will be
I'm sorry.
perceivably nostalgic later on. It makes you think about the linear nature of like your life and time in general and how you experience it. And I think every time I experience nostalgia, there's also like a side thought of death. In my brain, because when you think of the past, you're always thinking,
what's that? I'm not gonna put this in the video. I don't want this to be in the video.
Nature of like your life and time in general and how you experience it. And I think every time I experience nostalgia,
we heard this.
There's also like a side thought of death.
So crazy to say. He laughs knowing it's
the past. You're always thinking, wow, I've gotten older.
Yes, yes, literally what I was saying earlier.
Wow,
that's like okay.
Flown by, and then you go, it's going to feel like that again in 10 years, and then 10 years, and then 10 years, and then, you know, at some point,
I guess I like kind of hold myself back from thinking about that too much. The car thing is crazy. You could be not even 10 years.
My grim thoughts of reality, but yeah.
But the whole concept is like, yeah, like you think like that, but even having that thought process is almost better than not thinking about the concept of like, how do you know you're going to live that long? And then that comes to the pessimistic aspect of like, okay, you think you're just going to die tomorrow, so you're worried. But you can think about it and not be worried. Like if I were to die tomorrow, like it's still, the concept is there. It still exists. It's not like it's just because I don't think about it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Doesn't mean it is going to happen. Like, yes, you could think about, oh, you're talking into an existence. Yes, that is a real thing. Of course, like if you believe in that and you believe in that type of simplistic mindset, or even not even a simplistic mindset, almost a complicated mindset, because you're almost thinking, well, if I do this and I think this and I say this, then it's going to happen. But I've been saying I want $1 million for years and it's never going to happen. It's just kind of the way that things work in life and the way that situations point you towards a certain thing, like, and you're always going to be more gullible in certain situations. But then I digress. The point I'm trying to talk about is the factor of him saying you think about death. I don't think thinking about death in the way he's thinking about death, where like, oh, 10 years, because you're getting older, you're living your life, you're experiencing things. It's okay to get older, it's okay to die. And Joe's talked about in the past and like there's other stuff to do with death. And I think there's so many like iterations that go into nostalgia and the way it plays into your depression, the way it plays into your mental, the way it plays into certain situations of like, oh, I miss this, I miss that. But that's you almost like, yes, of course, it's not your fault that you feel that way and the way like it gets into your brain, but it's almost like you're letting yourself live in that way because you're not experiencing the now. You're instead just holding on to the past and the future because that's like almost you feel as if that's all you have. When in reality, those past and the future is only made up because of the choices you make in the now. They don't exist without the now. The now is there because the future and the past exist, but the future and the past wouldn't exist if the now didn't exist, because you could never make a certain decision if you weren't in that situation. But that does not mean you sit there and think about those decisions on a daily basis saying, oh, I could have done that, I could have done this. No, you lived then, now live now, just like you did then. You made your decisions, you made your choices. Yeah, were they wrong, were they right? It doesn't matter. Ultimately, you're in the life you're in right now in this moment in time. You're in the house you're in the place you're in, you're paying the rent, you're working the job you're working, you're babysitting, you're going to war. I don't know why I thought babysitting for a job. I was thinking like somebody who's like getting a job fresh out of like high school or something, or like they're trying to pay for college. There's so many different situations. And yes, you could think about tomorrow, you could think about yesterday, but don't hold on to them like they are your last being. And that's the same thing with the same, I don't even know. But death, I lost my train of thought completely, so that's fun.
Think about death, too, in some way, which I don't think is bad either, because I think it makes you confront a lot of things in your life and how you're living your life.
I agree.
And it makes you change the things that you think you need to.
I agree very well.
I think nostalgia can be good or bad. It really depends on how you're viewing it, like fully. Like I'm 24 right now. I do social media. I'm in a weird job.
He's 2 years older than me.
You know, not many people have this job, and it's not like, oh, underwater welding. It's just like a job where I'm entertaining people. I'm basically having a one-sided conversation with you, and I don't even know who the fuck you are for the people that are watching this. And That's not like a diss. I'm
No,
just saying,
he
like,
really
I don't know
doesn't.
you.
He's making
You know,
this
my job
content
is
to make this
entertaining
content. He's
people.
not making it for one
And
person
I have a
specifically. He's
free
making it for
schedule.
everyone.
You know, I think I'm the most scheduled streamer / YouTuber I know. Maybe outside of like Mr. Beast, right? I know exactly what I'm doing when. I have a whole fucking schedule written down. I'm like so meticulous in planning things.
So good though. I need to do that, bro.
I think you need a rigid schedule to be successful in the streaming and YouTuber space. Side conversation. A lot of people.
I don't need to hear this. Do you know how hard it is for my brain to get the schedule down with the sleep, with the like iterect? Is it iterect? Is it iterect? It has to. I have. That word's gonna piss me off. Joe's saying this is breaking my heart. He's saying that I need to get a schedule. Not me specifically. Just people in general want to be content creators, and having a schedule, bro, would literally change your fucking life. I guarantee it. I don't even have a schedule, but I understand even the simplistic mindset of my own understands that. Okay, if I had a schedule, chat, and I knew when I was gonna sleep, when I was gonna wake up, what video, when I was gonna record videos, when I was gonna edit videos, when I was gonna stream, when I was gonna work, when I was gonna sleep again, and when I wasn't gonna nap, when I wasn't gonna feel tired, when I was gonna like all these things. Like I had all these things planned out. Planned out events, planned out streams. Everything would be so much better, but it's like my brain, it won't allow me to just keep to the simplistic, like this schedule. I can't sleep when I want to sleep. I can't. I feel like I have health issues that I don't know about, but even beyond that, if you just exclude that and you just take out the factor of using excuses, lock the fuck in. Get a schedule. If you don't have a schedule, now do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a schedule after this stream because I need a lock in, bro. Like Joe's 100% right on this, and I can't even like show you any proof because I have never done a schedule, but I feel like that almost gives you enough proof to value it, like put into perspective that, dude, you don't have a schedule. You don't know when you want to edit videos. You don't know when you want to edit TikToks. You don't know when you want to stream. You don't know when, and it causes so many issues inside of my mentality because like I feel like I'm never doing enough in the time that I'm given because I waste so much time because I'm not scheduled to a strict like a strict thing, bro. And the best thing that I can say for anybody who is wanting to grow or be bigger or be better in any aspect of life is get fucking discipline. Get discipline. I lack that beyond uncontrollable amounts. Like it is insane, and it is controllable, but it feels uncontrollable with how much I lack it. But if I can just grab that discipline by the balls, bro, by anything, by whatever the fuck you want to talk about, by the funny bone, by the jaw, by any means possible, I will succeed because like discipline combined with a solid schedule, which is totally indicative, I believe indicative is the word I'm looking for, or similar to discipline. Without discipline, you can have no fucking schedule. And without scheduling, you can have no videos planned for the days you want them to be out. You won't have anything ahead of time. You won't be able to do any events. You won't be able to do any sequences because your brain will be always overwhelmed. And that's what my brain is. My brain is always overwhelmed in the facet, I almost said facet, but the fashion of like, I can't focus. I know like people will be like, oh, get pills, get this, get that. Shut the fuck up. Yes, that will work. Yes, that would help. But I'm not asking you to give me a medical advice. I'm not asking you to say, oh, you should go to the doctors and see that. I don't need that. What I need to do is make my brain understand that, okay, breathe, you have time, set the times for what you want, and do them. Right now, I'm streaming at 7:50. I should have started streaming at 3:30, but I had issues with my, to be fair, I had issues with my videos, but I could have figured that out. I should have figured that out. I should have had it locked in. I took a nap from 11 till 2 when I got home because I just get so tired. I get so sleepy, and I just think, okay, I'm going to sleep. These are things that I need to work on, and I'm going to lock the fucking, I'm locking, Joe just made me, like, I'm trust, watch.
People aren't. I could rant about that. That should be another fucking rant. Just the content space in general. Why you shouldn't become a streamer or something. I don't know. No, not why you shouldn't become a streamer, because I don't think becoming a streamer is bad or a YouTuber is bad. It's more so like, why the fuck is everybody lazy? like, what the fuck? Why is it impossible to get somebody to plan something? Like,
okay, this is
right
interesting.
Now, anytime motherfuckers want to do something, hey, you free tomorrow? No. Are we looking? I've definitely done like that. I feel like it's like taking my I gotta take my own advice and live more in the present than the future and the past. But like I'm so type A, I can't be type B, bro. I have to plan shit. I like being spontaneous.
I don't think it's bad to plan stuff. I think it is a little. I think if I was ever okay, I'll say this all right now. Wait, when he said this, he said, He doesn't like when people like are spontaneous. I've been spontaneous with my friends. I've been hella spontaneous. But these aren't people who are content creators. These aren't people who do all this stuff. And I don't get mad at them if they say no. I just ask them like, yo, you want to do something today? Because like I don't have a schedule. Okay, they don't have a schedule. I don't know their schedule, and I get told no a lot. And I also don't like planning shit out, because when you plan stuff out and you get told no, bruh, that pisses me off beyond fucking belief. And I don't mean told no in the sense of like they say no instantly. They say yeah and then they cancel. I hate that, bruh. But with that being said, if I was ever as big as Joe, Saber Ronaldo, Jinxie, Queso, any of these people, you best know you are not asking me to make a video with you tomorrow when you already know that I'm like, you know that I'm like a streamer who likes a schedule. If I'm this big, bro, I am having a schedule with no doubt in my mind. Right now, I feel like the reason I don't have a schedule is because there's so much that I want to do, but I feel as though I don't have enough time to do it ever, because like I have to edit my videos, and then beyond editing my videos, I have to let them render on the PC that I edit on, and I can't edit and render, so I have to let it render for like 30 minutes to an hour, and then once it's done rendering, that is if it has no issues, then I can go ahead and edit another video, which then proceeds to take at least an hour of rendering and editing, which is usually TikToks. And then if I want to edit another video, that is another hour plus 2 hours, if because editing, rendering, both combined usually takes 2 hours for an actual video. And then I have to stream, and I like to stream for a decent amount of time. Granted, I should probably focus more on content, but I just like streaming. It's fun. I stream Monday to Thursday, and then I have my daughter Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the goat herself. But the point is, I feel as though I never have enough time to do what I want, but I need to figure that out because that is so important. And the iteration is, if I was as big as Joe or anybody in the streaming space, or even having like a following or streaming friends who I knew streamed, I would most likely schedule something, lock in, unless it's just like a quick event that I'm like, yo, if anybody wants to join, I'm down right now, we're doing this. Then I'm asking people, and I don't care if you say no, because I'm the one who's springing it on you, bro. If you got a schedule and I'm asking you and you say no, valid. If you say no every time when I give you like a 4-day heads up, that's rough. But that's it. Yeah.
Spontaneous in moments where I have nothing planned in front of me, but I love having shit planned, right? I'm the guy that has like a list of shit I want to do on vacation. And it's like, I want to tick at least 4 of these off. Let's rip it. You know, on vacation, I'm more likely to be more open-minded, but it's like...
That's ironic, because on vacation, I feel like I'd be more likely to be scheduled, right? Because you only have a limited amount of time doing what you're doing. So wouldn't you want to be able to do everything that you want to do in that time limit? Obviously, with the leniency of being able to like go ahead and do other stuff that isn't on the list, but still always wanting to hit those things.
I plan so much. That's why I'm able to post so much. It's like people go, oh, Joe, how do you fucking post all the time? Well, it's like, yo, I literally set up my social space to be constantly consistent. Anyways,
I would love to get some fucking advice from Joe. I know it's like kind of hard, and I know like obviously a lot of my channel is definitely taken in strife of Joe. I will say that I'm not like gonna sit here and go, ooh, hey. I like making videos. What I talk about, what I say is all my own opinion. That's the difference in reaction content. That's the biggest difference, is how you talk and what you talk about. But I will say like Joe is definitely like a huge inspiration in that aspect of me actually just pushing and saying, you know, fuck the views, fuck the likes. I'm just gonna grind. I don't care. I'm just gonna do what I love and do what I need to do. And then later on in life, when I actually have like editors and people I can pay, I'll grind back on the gaming, I'll grind all this stuff, because I'm gonna be honest, the amount of content that I want to fucking upload is unfathomable. Like, I use that word not lightly at all, brother. Ooh, if y'all motherfuckers knew, bro, what goes on up inside my head. And I'm not talking about like every facet, I'm just talking about content creation. Brother, I want to still make anime content. I want to make my anime react content. I want to make my react content. I want to make my gaming content. I want to talk about anime. I want to just sit there and yap. I want to have a podcast. I want to do all these different things. But it is physically impossible for me to do all of them. I cannot. Do I still want to make gaming content? Fuck yeah. Do I want to make a challenge channel where I do only challenges? Like, do I like do I want to do like I want, bro?
Getting way off topic.
Dude, I love Joe Bro so much. That's fucking awesome.
Now, where I'm 24, I do social media, I have my own schedule, and I have the capacity to experience a lot of things. It's not nostalgic right now. Honestly, it can be at times hectic. I'm never bored, right? And I remember I used to hate being bored as a kid. I used to go to my mom all the time, and I would go, I'm fucking bored. I wouldn't say fuck, but I'd be like, I'm bored. What do? I would literally say that to my mom. She'd be like, I don't know. She'd give me options. I'd be like, no. And then
If I said that to my grandma, she said I can make you not bored.
I don't think that's bad, right? Because a lot of those things are nostalgic to me, and I did enjoy, you know, like Doom watching, you know, Minecraft YouTube playthroughs and random Pixelmon shit and other random
phase watcher, bro. Holy shit,
and shit like that.
Apex,
like, that's like a part of my life.
Again.
Like I like in my head, I'm vividly remembering like laying on my couch on my fucking iPad mini I had the time.
I didn't have an iPad.
Just watching YouTube for like 6 hours.
I watched it on YouTube. I watched YouTube on the PlayStation.
I don't regret that, but I would say, like, I wish I had experienced more things and also appreciated boredom.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I look back at those nostalgic moments, I even go, damn, I was, like, bored a lot then. Like, I remember I watched the entire show, The Office, the entire show.
Holy shit, this is so true, bro. I know, like, I'm not like a big content creator, but I've streamed a lot this year. For somebody who doesn't get viewers, I have made content beyond belief this year. I've uploaded so much. I moved and I stopped uploading for a bit, but I've been uploading continuously either on this channel or on my other channel, and then shorts, editing, my daughter coming over. I feel like downtime exists, but if I let that downtime exist, I am so angry at myself. So when I'm doing something, I love being bored, because then that means I've done everything I've done. It means I have nothing to do for that day. But the thing is, I don't think I ever really feel bored unless I'm at work, because work sucks and it's fucking boring. But I don't think I'm ever bored because I'm always trying to work. Even when my brain won't, like, I say won't allow me to, but I pop on a video and I get too fucking locked in. I go eat some food and I'm like, I want some more food. And then that's 2 hours gone. And the big issue, I know. Bro, I slept for fucking, bro, I don't even want to say how long I've slept for today. I worked today and, like, oh, dude, I sleep on my breaks, bro. Like, and I'm, oh, man, it's insane.
In like 1 month.
Boredom is great because it means you've done what you need to do for the day and you're bored of not having anything to do.
And I would literally just juggle a balloon.
Bro, I would watch shows.
Like it was a soccer ball.
I used to just watch
for like
anime
5 hours.
For so long.
I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school in the summer. It's
crazy.
Because I was just doing nothing.
I just gamed a lot, like, so I never had that.
Bro, like, even if I wasn't hanging out with people, I wish I had just like gone in nature, picked up a hobby, done something else, right? Like, I don't think
I wasted a lot of time in my childhood.
Is bad, but it's also like those will be nostalgic memories, but they'll be a lot less nostalgic than things where it's like, damn, I remember when I went on this trip or did this with my friends and it was like, oh, really fun. We used to play Manhunt on Fridays or some shit.
I know, I only played Manhunt like 3 times when I was a kid, bro.
Of an experience, if that makes sense. You're living the experience yourself rather than vicariously having it through somebody else.
Valid.
Kind of a grim turn, but I guess more
is it grim?
Relatable to the idea of nostalgia and the.
It's like kind of a grim turn because he's saying like what like he should have done when he was younger. He misses these certain aspects, and now he's like got a schedule or like, and it is like correct that it is grim in the sense that like you miss being bored, but you've also it plays onto the part of what he's saying is. Yeah, that was him back then. That was him as a kid. He made decisions that he wishes he could have changed because he wishes he just went out more. But ultimately, does he really wish that? Would he change those moments? Because if you also pull in the concept of like fate and like these certain situations, like that would play into the part of like certain situations in your life might have changed because you made these decisions. And would it have been better or would it have been worse? And at that point, are you really nostalgic or are you just... Are you being this like person who's like, well, now I have to pick and choose. Would I change? Would I do this? But it's so full on, like it's so like this full like placement on like what if or what could have been, and now you're just stuck in this like stupid mindset of like, oh, I wish I changed this, but then what if you change that? Then would this been this and this been here? You don't want to change your past. If you hate the life you live, maybe. But if you like the life you live or even slightly like the life you live, you're not going to want to change your past because changing your past would indirectly change your future because that's just how life works. That's how everything happens.
Linearness of time. But I constantly think about, how long will I live? How old will I be when I die? And it's like, right now I'm sitting here and I just don't care. At some point I'm going to die. And in my brain, personally, I just think I'll cease to exist. And it doesn't like hit me with that gut-wrenching feeling.
Nope. I don't care.
Right now. But literally last night at the time of this recording, I was watching a video about the Augusta golf course for the Masters. And the Masters just happened at the time of this recording. It's one of the biggest golf tournaments. And the guy that made
Not
it,
a golf guy, so I
I
don't know.
forget his name. Clifford Roberts, the name of the man who made, or one of the men who, you know, started the Masters. And the reason I'm bringing him up,
He's
is
dead.
going to be sad.
He's dead. R.I.P., bro.
He shot himself.
Oh, fuck.
On the course. Not like when other people were there. It was like the middle of the night when he was like 81. And
He said this is gonna be sad, and I'm like, yo, if Joe's saying that, they're gonna be pretty sad because, like, I don't know, you ain't the type of person like, yeah, death is sad, but like the fashion of your death is almost, it makes it sadder depending on what it is, right? Death in general is sad, but if you stop for a second with your keyboards and don't just go, ooh, you're saying that death isn't sad. No, death is very sad. It's sad to different people in different ways, especially in certain situations that make relate closer to you than you could even understand. But then it goes another level beyond that, and it's like, if he shot himself, that's like sad because it means he was alone. It means he didn't want to live anymore. He chose to take his life. He chose to take the way out. Doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your time, doesn't matter anything. It's this idea of being like alone and you're just sad and you're just lost, or there's so many different reasons that you may do it, but they still come back to the same conclusion that you chose to take your own life. And this, of course, holds grounds of certain situations. Of course, there's certain situations that might not relate to that, like where you were forced to or stuff like that, which is even sad too. But there's so many different ways to die, and so many deaths that will hold like a different value to you is what I'm saying. It's like, it's sad that somebody died no matter what, but it goes another level with a certain way that they may have passed.
it was like when I looked through it, it was less like a depressed suicide versus like a weirdly stoic Marcus Aurelius. He wanted to die at his own hands, where he like loved life the most, because he had previously had a stroke like twice or once, and he was just diagnosed with cancer. He was going through stuff, and it was like, I'm going to be at a point where I'm not even going to be able to control my own, thoughts anymore. I'm going to be at a hospital, maybe in hospice, hooked up to machines. Other people that are, power of attorney are going to be making decisions for me. So it's like he took that decision into his own hands. And I never think suicide's the answer, but it's very weird. And a lot of people know I'm a suicide prevention advocate, but when I see cases like that, it's like,
I was hoping you'd say this.
It's not that it doesn't make me sad. I'm like, God, I don't want to say there's a level of respect for it, because I hate even in some way advocating for that. But there's a difference between like a depressive suicide and like an old man coming to terms with the fact that he has some sort of terminal illness and going out on his own terms rather than somebody else's.
I don't even say it. Yeah.
And it's
literally,
like, fuck, like I don't know what I would do in that situation. The reason I'm bringing this up is because when I have nostalgic moments, I always think about time. I always think about my own death. And then when I was watching this, I had that gut-wrenching feeling. I was like, fuck, I'm going to cease to exist one day. And then it hit, but it's like, it's not like I said it. It's like I said it and I felt it. And it's like I don't know if that's relatable. And I've talked about it before, but it's like that feeling where it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna die and I'm gonna cease to exist. Yeah, is like the biggest scary. Holy fuck moment.
Pretty scary
ever. Not just saying it. And so many people will clip this shit, and I see shit in the comments where people will be like, "Oh no shit, Sherlock, this guy's a dumbass." And I'm like, I know this motherfucker is not experiencing what I'm experiencing, because he's doing the surface level shit that I'm feeling right now, where I say it and it doesn't mean it.
Fuck, man. Wow. So the idea behind that is like, yeah, I mean, if you don't know what it is, you don't know what it is. You're not gonna understand anything that comes out of my mouth. You're just gonna say, oh yeah, no shit, Sherlock, like literally what he's saying, which is a lot of his chat. But like, it's like, I don't know if I could say, like, one day I'm gonna cease to exist. And then if you go further and you go, people are going to forget about me. The choices I made in my life won't matter. My daughter will grow up. She'll have kids of her own. They'll have kids. And then I'll just be a great grandparent. And I'll cease to be anything. My daughter will be alone in this world. And I feel like it can easily hit more for me than, not that like he can't relate, not that other people, like Joe, for example, like doesn't have like like he doesn't have a kid, but he has things in his life that are important to him. And if he went right now, he would cease to exist in this world, and people would be left with sadness. And that is even almost so much more sad, because you're nothing. You're gone. You're forever. And if you just simply hold it to the statue of like, I am like, I don't know if I can feel it right now, but I ceasing to exist. I've definitely said it to myself where it just like gives me that moment of like, damn, bro. And you kind of just cry because you're just like, bro, nothing I do is like really really like, if you really think about it and you take a second just to breathe and you forget all of the things you believe, all the things you think. If you believe in certain things, you'll be fine. But if you believe what I like, the way that I think and the way that he probably thinks right now is you're just gone. You're sleeping forever. Nothing. It's not even you're not even sleeping. It's a blink of an eye. It's like you blink and you're never opening your eyes again. And then when you delve more into the concept of understanding, because even what I'm saying isn't right. There's nothing. It's not even nothing. It's because nothing is still something, because nothing is the existence of nothing without. There has to be something for there to be nothing. You can't have an empty sink without the sink. You can't have just like the ground has to be the ground for there to be something. So when you cease to exist, you're not existing. It's not a dream. It's not a second to breathe. It's not like Joe said something a while back where it was like it made my brain like turn like the cog, like the wheels that were just so dry and like so fucking like they had like cobwebs on them, just like start turning and turning because it was like, whoa. And you're gone. You're nothing. You're literally dead. And that's, if you believe that, it's terrifying because it almost invalidates everything you do. Because you're not there anymore. Oh my God! But it almost makes it. But it also can play like devil's advocate. Like on that topic is like you cease to exist, so everything you're doing means nothing. But on the same premise, the time that you have is so precious because there will be a moment where you don't exist, where you can't do these things, where you won't be anything. Oh. No matter what you believe, you're still technically ceasing to exist, even if you're reincarnated, even if you live the same life over and over and over and over and over and over, never being able to make different decisions. You're still ceasing to exist because you're not existing. Even if it was your soul, you're still not existing because you're not remembering those terminologies. So once you go, you're gone. And like, there's moments in life where you say that to yourself and you're scared because you don't want to not exist. You don't want to leave everyone you love behind. Being able to do nothing because you are simply, there's no words that can explain what you are. You're ceasing to exist from this reality. You're gone. Your body is lifeless. And if you don't understand what he's saying here, chime in. And if you want to understand, sure. But if you're just making fun of it or you're saying, oh, obviously, shut the fuck up, bro. This is like, it's a thought process that certain people can have because of their beliefs, but you won't be able to have because you may believe in something else, or the way you look at it is entirely different.
Anything. It's like, oh no shit, I'm gonna die one day. It's like when you have that fucking feeling where you're like, oh, like it feels like the universe.
It feels like, bro, it feels like you cannot breathe. Like, and a lot of people be like I feel like a lot of people are gonna be like, if I were to post a clip of this, to be like larp, larp, larp. But it really does, bro. Like, and I'm trying to think back to that moment. Like, there's been a couple times in my life where it's like I freaked out, panicked, and it's like you can't breathe. It feels like the world is like mute. Like, and like it feels like you're being like it feels like you're being like and I don't know if I've really been like, I've been choked, yeah. Like when I was like, not choked, but like in a sense, you know, I've choked on something, or felt like I couldn't breathe, or you know, like felt like I was gonna black out or something like that. Like those moments have happened, and it feels like that. It feels like you're just inside this bubble. You're like what's the point? Like, why am I doing like, oh dude, it's so fucking deep, man.
Like, not make sense, but it's like the grim reality of like this simulation-esque life that we're living. What the fuck has this video turned into, man? I don't even know.
Love this. Pure ADHD.
I love nostalgia, right? And
ADD.
I think that if you were able to go back, I think the only reason it's nostalgic is because you experienced it once and you were in the present when you experienced it. You weren't in the past, you weren't in the future, you were living that experience and it felt great at the time, and you look back at it and it feels even fucking better. If you were to go back to those experiences that you had, that you miss and you long for wistfully, as the definition would say, you wouldn't feel it in the same way that you feel it now.
'Tis the saying. And a beautiful saying at that. It's always greener on the other side. And if you don't really know the meaning behind that, it's you can be one place and not be happy, or you can be happy, but you're not as happy as you want to be. So you think, let let me go to this place. For example, we'll just use this as an example. You're living somewhere. Let's just say you're living in you're living in New York, a moderate house. You know, you're happy, but you see all these influencers, you see everybody making money, you see everybody partying, being happy. You see Jason the Ween, you see all these big creators. So you fly out to California because you're like, you know what? I'm going to start a new life. Everything's going to be better. Then you go over there because you think it's greener on the other side until you get to that side and you realize, this is actually not as good as I thought it was. It's better to look from a distance than it is to be there sometimes. I think a lot of people miss that.
Right? Like if you were able to go back and experience some time that you actually feel as nostalgic, it wouldn't feel like that in person.
Oh, hell no.
Right? Because it wouldn't be the experience you remember.
It wouldn't be nostalgia. It wouldn't.
It would be the you now experiencing something versus the you then experiencing something that you're recollecting. So I guess the whole point of this video is like, appreciate the nostalgia. I don't think it's bad. I think it's great to, you know, experience it.
But
and
don't fall into the void of nostalgia.
Where you were then. But like, live in the present. Don't let nostalgia eat you alive and make you live in the past and feel for the past, you know. Be here now. That's
you cannot have the present. You can't.
I don't know. But
you can't have the past without the present. The present exists to create. The now exists to pave the way for the future and leave the tracks in the past. If you understand that, then you're living your best life. But if you're still kind of not fully understanding that, then I feel as though that you don't fully know the meaning of present, past, and future. Because the present is you now. You thinking about even a second ago is the past. Even 10 seconds ago, that's you living in the past. You're living in choices that you're living in a world of choices that you cannot change. And if you're living in the future, you're living in a world where you're not at. You're living in an entire, I bet you 2019, those of you who lived in 2020 or had planned out the 2020 full-heartedly knowing exactly your path were completely fucking screwed when 2020 came around because you had no idea what to do when COVID hit. And that is the concept I guess you can really pull into is do not live in the future just as you don't live in the past because you never know what tomorrow holds.
Yeah,
of course, plan what you want to plan, but
appreciate y'all. Sorry,
long rant hit my ass. My shit was an hour and 30 minutes.
Busy. I've just been planning so many collabs.
I love rants
filming
though.
More content. Like I've been taking more time off stream to go film videos. The YouTube audience doesn't even realize it because my YouTube schedule never stops. You know, like I could take 2 weeks off stream and the YouTube audience wouldn't know because I'm still just posting.
I was at the YouTube audience and then I started making my own videos and don't watch his reacts anymore because of it.
Just busy, but I got to read more philosophy. I started reading.
I love Joe.
I was reading a different Plato book after Marcus Aurelius. Now I'm reading Bertrand Russell's Why I'm Not a Christian, and I'm only like 50 pages in or something like that. So I got to lock in there as well. I haven't been reading as much either. I've just been playing video games and getting high. So, you know, that's not great. But,
that's a fucking life, bro. What the hell?
It's just the free time.
I can't smoke, so.
You know, it's just like, I think that's one of the reasons I was talking about this. I could make a whole nother video about like, you know, weed in general and like marijuana and why I use it. I don't think it's great. It's definitely a problem, but it's like, I don't know. I think I can't, like I get so involved with planning and getting shit done that like whenever I have free time and I could be bored or like do something, I'm like, I literally say in my head, I'm wasting time. What am I doing? I need to get something done. And so I just start doing other shit. But when I'm like, you know, just high playing video games, I just don't care.
Wow. I have never felt like such a comparison to somebody like before in the sense of like, I mean, like not like a content creator. Like I've never been able to be like, oh shit, like literally I feel like that. Like I've had a lot of content, like I've watched a lot of content creators. I've loved a lot of content creators. They're fucking awesome. They're a big part of my life because a lot of people are like, oh, you like watching it, but it's not even the YouTube video. It's the personality of the person behind the YouTube video. Like I'm not obsessed. I'm not like, there's a lot of people who fall into this realm. Like there's this realm of like people who go like above and beyond and they're like, oh, I love this person, or I want to talk to this person. Like, and don't get me wrong, I would love to be friends with a lot of these creators because they are just humans at the end of the day, and I would feel like it would be awesome to be friends with them. And but that's judging it based off of their videos. I don't know who they are as people. I might not fucking like these people, and that's completely fine because them as creators are people who have inspired and entertained me enough to push myself to go beyond my limits. And Joe is so cool because he's such a real person, bro. Like, and he's just a real dude. Like, and a lot of people are real, but they keep themselves constrained to this iteration of like a content creator, and that's it. Joe, I feel like he shows a lot of himself in his content. Of course, I can't confirm nor deny that. I have no fucking idea, but it gives me this feeling of like that he does, and that is such a cool content creation personality because you don't feel like you're friends with him, and if you feel like you're friends with him, you're fucking weird. You're not. Like, he's a cool guy. I love talking about Joe. I love talking like even doing this conversation type thing where like I play off his words. It's cool because it gives me this like topic to talk about, and it gives me this iteration to talk about it. But you got to understand that he's a content creator. He's not your friend. He's not your buddy. He's not your lover. He's not your fucking anything, bro. He's just a fucking person who's making videos, and you just happen to be watching those videos. And I love that he makes videos, and that's what I love, because it gives me this part right here, this ability to be like, literally, like he was talking about how when he's not doing something, he always feels like he has to be doing something. Brother, when I'm at work, I feel like I need to come home and work. I need to upload. I need to make videos. I need to grind. When I'm on stream, I feel like when I'm not streaming for 2 extra hours because I'm working on a video, I feel like I need to be streaming. When I'm not making my videos and getting them out, I am fucking depressed. And of course, that's not a good mental, and that's not a good way to be, but it almost is at the same time, because it shows that I want to be doing this. I want to be working. But just because you want something doesn't mean you do it, and you need to be doing it in order for that want to actually matter. And that's where I'm kind of stuck at, is I have such a lazy mindset, and throughout my life I've been so lazy that it's so hard to just lock the fuck in. And I hope this video like does a lot for my mental, and I hope when I get off stream today I do that. But I just think Joe's a great concept, and it's super cool to see that like I'm not the only person in the world that has this mindset. And it was a good video, great video. Oh my god.